Hey all! One of the rhythms that I established early on when I became a pastor was going away each November, late year, to plan and to think through the next year. The purpose behind it, of course, is to think and to listen to what God is saying. What does He want to have happen, not only personally, but in our church, and so on for the year that's to come. Well, that was this week, and we went away, and I want to share something that happened that I think that maybe you'll find useful. I got up there early. It was a beautiful day. It was a sunshiny day. It was warm for November. And so I decided to just sit on the beach for a while. I went down. We had gotten a place down at the beach to get some separation. And it was one of those days where there was very few people. If you kind of looked, a quarter mile in each direction, there's nobody there. The waves were coming in. The sun was shining. And so I sat there for a while and just listened. I decided I wanted to listen, to use my ears, and I'm a very visual person, so this was a little different, but to listen to the waves. And so I just watched and listened as the waves would come crashing in, and you'd hear the booming sound of the waves, and then it would go quiet for a minute. And then a few seconds later, you'd have another one that would come in, boom, and then it would be quiet. And I reflected on that as I was thinking that this has been going on for thousands of years. And as I did, after a while you're sitting there, I decided I'm just going to lay down for a little bit and enjoy the sun and begin to think and pray a little bit. And as I did, I laid back and, a few minutes went by, and between thinking about what was to come and the planning that I wanted to do in these days away, all of a sudden I noticed that I wasn't hearing the ocean anymore. And so I sat up and I looked around and nothing had changed. The waves were still rolling in. They were still crashing. The people were still not near. And when I looked and listened, the sound came right back. And what I realized was that the waves were continually making sounds. They were always going. They were always working. It was like the Holy Spirit was pointing that out and saying, Weldon, this is what I do. I'm always at work. There's always something happening. I am speaking. And it's when we get distracted, when we begin getting so consumed with what we do and get distracted by all the other things, that we begin to miss and no longer hear what it is He has to say. The issue is not that He's quiet or that He's absent. The issue is simply, am I listening? And what I realized in that moment is that if you want to listen and enjoy, two things have to happen. One is you have to give yourself space. I was able to appreciate and enjoy the waves and the sounds and all that went with it only when I was quiet, when I was paying attention. Which leads me to the second, which means listening takes effort. Because when I relaxed and let my mind go elsewhere, the sounds faded away. But to actually sit and to hear and to listen and to embrace took energy. I wonder, as we look to the end of this year and go through this holiday season and look to 2025, if God might be inviting us to listen well, to slow down, to have enough margin in our lives, to take the time to hear what it is that God might be saying or doing, to pay attention and put the effort in. When that happens, we hear Him and life changes. Till next time.